Hi, welcome to Budget MTG Decks. All magic fun, all cards from the dollar. I'm David.
I'm Stefan.
And today we're going to be looking at all the green cards in Eldritch Moon.
So we're gonna review them and we're gonna look at them for limited, so draft and sealed. And since it's a small set, it will be a bit different than you expected.
Yeah. Also, we're going to be rating the cards according to our 3-tiered system. Tier 1, super awesome cards. We've been over this in the other videos. You should have been paying attention, unless you're watching them out of order, in which case you shouldn't be watching them out of order, you should be watching them in order anyway. Tier 1, those are your awesome cards. Tier 2, those are your good cards. Tier 3, those are your fillers, and then we're going to put the rest aside. Let's jump right into it, and let's have a look at the common cards. We're going to start with Prey Upon. For 1 green, it's a sorcery that has target creature you control fight target creature we don't control. Now, this is essentially green's best conditional removal. It's sorcery speed, which we don't really like that much. Plus, you need to have a creature to be able to deal damage to another creature. Plus, that creature also deals damage to your creature. So in essence, it's not very good, but when it comes to green, then this is pretty much as good as removal as it's going to get. So you're going to splash other colors for removal, but this is an okay green removal spell. I say tier 2. If you're in green, just play it. You're going to have big creatures anyway.
Yeah, it is the removal you need in green. So yeah, the next one, Crossroads Consecrator. So green, it's a human cleric, a 1/2, and has the ability for green and tap. Target attacking creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Attacking human. So you have to target a human with pumping it. So that's a downside, but I think if you playing green, you have enough humans anyways. So that's why I'll put it tier 3, because it isn't great, but it's a decent filler.
Yeah, I would put it bottom of tier 3 for me. I'd really already need to have a couple of humans, maybe being white-green, to want to play this, because just by itself, it's just, I don't think it does enough. Alright, next card, Waxing Moon for 2 mana. It's an instant and allows us to transform up to 1 target werewolf we control. And creatures you control gain trample until the end of turn. Okay, yeah, if you've got werewolves, then you can transform them. If you don't, then this card's not going to do anything. I think it's a very situational card. However, it does allow you to give your creatures as a surprise trample, and if you're in green, you got a lot of big stuff, and usually the problem is you can't get the damage through, so it does that. I would say tier 3, but also kind of bottom, because you really want to have those werewolves in there as well to make it a juicy target.
Yeah, to do something.
Yeah, exactly.
So next one, Openworld Captive. It's 1 and a green, it's a werewolf horror, a 1/2 with defender, and it taps to add 1 green to your mana pool. So 2 mana, 1/2 defender to tap with on to get a mana isn't that great, but isn't bad either.
I don't think it's that bad actually, because you're paying 2, but you've also got a bigger bite, so it doesn't die to just taking 1 point of damage, and it mana ramps you, which of course you're you want big stuff. Maybe you got other big things that you want to be casting in green. Yeah, that's actually pretty decent, right?
Yeah, okay.
But it has another
ability, yeah, because 5 and 2 green, you can transforming, and it transforms into Overworld Abomination. It is a 4/6, otherwise a werewolf, and you can tap it to add 2 colors to your mana pool. So it taps for green and then it taps for 2 colors. We've seen something like that in red already, but this one's just tapping, and I think that's pretty nice actually. The body is really nice, the mana ramping is good, so put it as a good filler.
Yeah, tier 3. Yeah, it's very good filler. This would be a great target to have it transform on turn 3.
Exactly.
That'd be a lot of fun. All right, then we got Primal Druid for 2 mana. It's a 0/3 human druid, and when it dies, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. Okay, looking for land, put it on the battlefield tapped. That is awesome, but it's a 0/3. You gotta wait for it to die. So it's your opponent has kind of a say about when that happens. So it's really, they're gonna block it when you attack with it. So it's gonna live, and you're not dealing with damage. And when they attack with 2/2s and stuff, it's also not dying. I just don't see a situation where you can, on the turn that you play this, you're gonna be able to get that land quickly enough for it to matter. And that's what I think is the problem with this card. So I would put it aside, because it just doesn't mana ramp in the way that, for example, Openworld Captive does.
Exactly. So, and if you get it late game, you're just playing 0/3.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Bad.
Exactly. Next one, Grapple with the Past. 1 and a green, instant. Put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard then you may return a creature or land card from your graveyard to your hand. So you mill yourself 3 and then get a creature or land back. I don't think it's that relevant. It's instant speed, but still, I just want to put it aside.
You need to have that creature, because most likely you're going to look for a creature. You need to have that thing in your graveyard already, so at the beginning it doesn't do anything. Late, you're still trading this card for the other card, so you're not getting any kind of advantage there, and you have to pay the mana for it as well. I just don't like it that much. Then we have Bloodbriar for 3 mana. It's a 2/3 plant elemental. So for 3 mana, a 2/3, that's already okay. Make it a filler. That's already tier 3. And then whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodbriar. Okay, there's not a lot of effects in this set where we're going to be sacrificing our own stuff. So you could almost ignore that. But even without it, even if you never use that ability, which you most likely won't, still okay filler. A 2/3 body for 3 mana.
Exactly. It can have the upside, but it's
most
still
likely
good
won't. Yeah.
So, next one, Woodland Patrol. 2 and a green, a human scout, a 3/2 with vigilance. So that's actually really nice. I mean, 3/2 with vigilance for 3 mana. I mean, that's pretty good. So put it as a tier 3 with filler.
The vigilance is an unlikely place in this green card, but I love it. Yeah, it's really going to be very nice. Then we have Woodcutter's Grit for 3 mana. It's an instant, and it gives target creature you control +3/+3 and hexproof until the end of turn. Okay, this is a really nice combat trick because it does 2 things. Number 1, you can use it to pump your creature and deal damage and kill something. You can also have it pump something when somebody didn't block to get the last points of damage to kill your opponent. Plus, when somebody's targeting your fatty to kill it, you give it hexproof to protect it. Now, if it would only be the hexproof thing, I think 3 mana would be too expensive to protect your fatty and to keep your mana open. But because you've got the ability to also pump your creature, it's on there. It gives great versatility, and that's why I think if you're playing green, just auto-include it because you will find a good target for it in one of those 3 scenarios that I just described, tier 2.
Yeah. So next one, Swift Spinner. 3 and a green, a spider, a 2/3 with flash and reach. So that's actually pretty nice. It's 4 mana, but it has flash and it has reach, and it has 3 toughness. So I actually like this one, but put it as a tier 3 as a good filler.
I think it's a really good filler. Normally this body you would say, okay, that I'm willing to pay that for 3 mana, but do not underestimate the fact that because it has reach, you're going to be using it to block flyers, which are usually much smaller. In that case, this spider is pretty big and will be killing griffins and spirits till the cows come home. Super awesome. Plus, the flash means on the turn that your opponent is attacking with something that is 2 toughness, you're going to flash this thing, and essentially it's kind of like a removal spell because you will kill that thing, and they weren't expecting it. Super strong. Next card, Backwoods Survivalist for 4 mana. It's a 4/3 human warrior, relevant creature type human. It's also got Delirium, so when we have Delirium, it gets +1/+1 and Trample. Okay, so late game, potentially it could be a 5/4 with Trample for 4, which is really strong, but let's just look at it by itself. For 4 mana, a 4/3. I think the 4 power is quite high for 4 mana. That's pretty decent. It's going to be killing everything. The 3 toughness, we've talked about that already. Kind of unfortunate. It will die, but it will trade with something. So I would say tier 3. Just see it as a filler, but it can also die just as easily.
So next one, Spring Sage Ritual. A 3 and a green, instant, destroy target artifact or enchantment, you gain 4 life. You really have to have a lot of targets to actually do something, so just put it aside.
It's nice. Well, you just have to make sure that somebody's got an artifact or enchantment. And what are the odds that they do have something that's not already an enchantment that's on a creature, which you could be better served killing the creature. Next one we have is Wolfkin Bond for 5 mana. It's an aura. Speaking of auras, when this thing enters the battlefield, we get to put a 2/2 wolf creature token onto the battlefield. Plus, the aura pumps the creature that we enchanted with +2/+2. So you think, +2/+2, and we get a little wolfie. Awesome. Sure, if they kill my thing, I lose my aura, but I still got a 2/2. Yes, that's great, but I just don't think 5 mana is just too steep a cost. Way too steep for that 2/2 and the boosting of the 2 power and toughness. I'd rather just see a creature that's a little bit bigger for 5 mana. I mean, think about it. This is 5 mana. That's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So just put that aside. You're going to be better served with other common cards at 5 mana, for sure. Those are the common cards. So look at the uncommon cards. Our first uncommon is Kessig Prowler. For 1 green, it is a 2/1 werewolf horror. So already for 1 mana, 2 power. That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty good. I mean, if it would be 2 mana, I wouldn't be too happy. But for 1 mana, that is pretty awesome because it will trade with Barons. It starts attacking early. It's going to do a lot of damage. Additionally, for 5 mana, we can transform it. Cool. Doesn't have any weird prerequisites. It can transform really easily once we have 5 mana. What does it become? Sensuous Predator. This is now a 4/4 and can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Needless to say, if only 1 creature can block it, Sensuous Predator will kill it because 4 power is a lot. It will kill almost everything, and the toughness, 4 toughness, is also really high, which means it's gonna be able to survive a lot of stuff as well. And they can't double block it, triple block it to kill it with smaller creatures, so you are gonna be sitting pretty at 5 mana attacking with this Sensuous Predator. I think it's really good. If I'm in green, pop it in automatically. A couple of these pushes me into green. I'm gonna see what I can do strategy-wise, mana ramp these guys early, and then later on have a bunch of Sensuous Predators. Super cool, tier 2.
Exactly. So next one, Gnarlwood Dryad. 1 green and it's a Dryad Horror. It's a 1/1 with Death Touch and has Delirium. And if you have Delirium, it gets +2/+2. So it's a 1/1 with Death Touch, which is decent enough. And it can get a 3/3 with Death Touch. But that will probably not be too relevant since it's Death Touch anyways.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's a good filler.
I think it's a great filler. Actually, for me, it's actually the top of tier 3 because people can't attack into anymore with their fatties because it's always going to trade. The Death Touch is really, really sweet. I love it. Very good filler. Alright, then we have Crop Sigil for 1 green. It's an enchantment that states at the beginning of your upkeep, you may put the top card of your library into your graveyard. Okay, so every turn you're milling yourself 1 card. That's what it's doing. It's also not very expensive for 1 mana. Then, if you have Delirium, so first you gotta mill the crap out of your deck until you got your Delirium. Then you can pay 3 mana, sacrifice this enchantment, and then return up to 1 target creature card and up to 1 target land from your graveyard to your hand. Activates ability only if you have Delirium. Okay, well, you know what? That's not that great. I'm not impressed. Plus, you also have to wait till you get Delirium. Plus, you also have to pay 3 mana and then sacrifice it. You know what? What do you want? What does this card want? This card wants you to jump through 1,000 hoops, and then in the end, if you do get it done, you're going to realize, oh, these cards just went into my hand. Now I still got to play them. I still got to cast them. That's going to make you feel real bad. Just put it aside. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so the next one, Hamlet Captain, 1 on a green, Human Warrior, 2/2. So it's a bear, that's also good enough. But whenever Hamlet Captain attacks or blocks, other humans you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. So when he attacks or blocks, you're pumping all your humans. So if you play a couple humans, that's really good. And on itself, it's already tier 3.
Yeah, just by itself, you got no other humans. It's a 2/2 for 2. Perfect filler.
Exactly.
Every other human you've got is icing on the cake. I'm gonna make this card better and better. And once you've got a whole bunch, then it goes to tier 2 all of a sudden. Okay. Then we have Noose Constrictor for 2 mana, a 2/2. Wow, green's got a lot of good 2/2s for 2s. Good on the curve. This snake has reach, and if we can discard a card to give this Noose Constrictor +1/+1 till the end of turn. I really like this card. Why? Because it's got the reach. I already established that actually, if a creature has reach, its power token doesn't have to be that high because it's already doing more work. 2/2, so it's a bear. And on top of that, as a surprise, if you've got 3 cards in your hand, you could threaten people saying, hey, you know what? You're going to attack me with that 3/3 flyer. I'm just going to just throw 2 cards away. You're going to lose your creature. I'm still going to have my creature. Plus, I still got 1 card. You don't want that, do you? And then you're not going to want to attack. And you don't have to discard your card because you got the threat. The possibility for instant speed being able to do that. Additionally, it's a free discard outlet should you have a couple of Madness cards. Really good. I say tier 2, just pop it in, it won't disappoint.
Exactly. It just helps you with madness and everything, so that's really nice.
Yeah, it does a lot of stuff.
So, Shrill Howler, 2 and a green, a Will of Horror. It's a 3/1, and creatures with power less than Shrill Howler. Howler's power, well...
Can't block it, yes.
Can't block it. So, for 5 and a green, you can transform him.
Wait, so first, just by itself, without transforming it. What do you think?
I think it's actually pretty good because with the 3 power, lower power cannot block it. So that's actually really nice. So the 1/1s can block it. So it has to be around 3 power to actually begin blocking it. Yeah. And it will get through a lot.
Yeah, and it will trade.
Yeah.
It will be trading up for a 3 mana creature. So it's I think it's already by itself like that. It's already tier 2 because it's going to be doing is going to be doing a lot of work and is hard to block.
Yeah.
Especially if somebody's going for a lot of the small white creatures, for example. Then they really can't do anything about it. Imagine a 3 damage creature being unblockable. That's scary.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So what does it transform into?
Howling Chorus. Draws Werewolf at 3/5, and still creatures power less than Howling Chorus power cannot block it. And when he does combat damage to a player, you can put a 3/2 colors Eldrazi horror creature onto the battlefield. So if you do damage, you get a 3/2, and they can block it with things less than it. And if they block it with a 3 power creature, that still survives. So you have to block it with a 5 power creature, which is pretty rare. Else it just attacks and attacks and attacks.
Yeah.
And when it does combat damage, you get another creature.
Sick. And these 3/2 things are Eldrazi Horror are nothing to sniff at because they are strong and they're going to be doing a lot of work by themselves as well. This is a tier 2 card, super strong. Look a couple for these cards, and then you're in green for sure. Then we have Clear Shot for 3 mana. It's an instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until the end of turn, and it deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. This is so much better than a fight mechanic. Why? Number 1. It's instant, so you can do it as a surprise. Number 2, only your creature is dealing damage to your opponent's creature, so you don't have to worry about your creature dying because you're hitting a creature that's very big, for example. Number 3, your creature gets pumped, which means you're going to be able to reach further when you're dealing the shooting damage, let's say. But you can also then, in your combat phase, attack, and you're actually got a bigger creature to attack with. All really awesome stuff. You're dealing more damage. You got your reach. You're not losing your creatures. Super good, I say, for 3 mana. It is a bargain. Put it in your deck if you're in green. I got a couple of these. This is really premium removal in green. Way better than the normal fight mechanics that we're used to. Tier 2.
So, next one, Foul Emissary. 2 in the green, a human horror, a 1/1. And when Foul Emissary enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So that's actually really nice. It is a 1/1 body, but it searches for a creature. And if you sacrifice Foul Emissary while casting a spell with Emerge, put a 3/2 colors of Eldrazi horror creature onto the battlefield. We haven't seen Emerge yet, but we'll look at it later. But if you sacrifice it for that, you can get a body out of it anyways.
Yeah, but let's say you can't, because you also need to have the Emerge card.
Yeah.
So just by itself, it's already a decent filler, being able to draw you, replacing itself with a card draw.
Exactly.
Right?
It searches and it has a body, so that's actually nice.
Good filler, absolutely. Next card is Tangle Claw Werewolf for 4 mana. We've got a 2/4 Werewolf Horror. Now for 4 mana, a 2/4. I think that's decent. That's a very acceptable body. That's blocking the horrors that we discussed already. The 4 toughness is very relevant. Decent, good body. Then Tangle Claw Werewolf can block an additional creature each combat. Okay, so now you're attacking with two 2/2s. Now I can block both of them and I'm going to kill one of them of my choice. Ooh, that's nasty. So now you got a very decent blocker on your hands. Finally, for 7 mana, we get to transform this guy. Once again, just pay the mana. Late game, you're waiting, you're blocking 2 things, it's awkward. You've got the mana, you transform it. Then all of a sudden, Fibrous Entangler, it becomes a 4/6 with Vigilance. Now you can block with it as well. It becomes an even better blocker. And of course you can attack with it as well because it's got Vigilance. And it must be blocked available. So it's essentially a removal spell. And it can block an additional creature each combat. So if they attack with multiple creatures, you could potentially kill 2 creatures now. Super strong. Awesome on the defense. Can still attack late. It's relevant early game. It's relevant late game. Tier 2.
So next one, Emrakul's Influence. 2 and 2 green. It's enchantment. And whenever you cast a Eldrazi creature spell with confirmed mana cost 7 or greater, you may draw 2 cards. So it's 4 mana and you have to cast Eldrazi creatures with confirmed mana cost 7 or more. If you do that, you're probably winning anyways.
Yeah.
And then drawing 2 cards isn't really that impressive since you have a 7 mana cost Eldrazi on the table.
Yeah, and I'm amazed you're winning the game anyway, considering turn 4 all you did was pop this enchantment down and you didn't do anything. So kudos if you can pull it off, but for the rest of us who don't live in that kind of a magical world, just put it aside. Next, and that is the last one of the uncommons, we have Somberwald Stag for 5 mana. It is a 4/3 elk. Once again, we said that 3 toughness is going to be a problem for these creatures. They're going to die easy. 4 power, I would prefer it on a 4 mana creature. But when it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control. So this is again removal for green. There's so much removal for green in this set. I'm actually really amazed how shooty this color is, which normally isn't. And so in this case, the stag is going to kill something, and of course if you target a 2/2, for example, boom, you're going to kill it, and then they lost a thing and you got your nice little stag. You can get tons of value. Maybe they got a big creature with 4 toughness. Okay, fine, they're going to trade. You got your 5 mana removal spell, which in the end, you know what, it's not that bad, because we saw for red, we're also willing to pay 5 mana to deal 4 damage to a creature.
Exactly.
So I'm actually pretty happy with this as a good, solid filler, top of the line, tier 3 filler.
Yeah, a really good filler.
Yeah, very good. All right, those are the uncommons. Let's have a look at the rares. We're going to start the rares with Permeating Mass. For 1 green, we got a 1/3 Spirit, and whenever Permeating Mass deals combat damage to a creature, that creature becomes a copy of Permeating Mass. Holy cow, this is so cool. For 1 mana, it's a 1/3. That's already a really decent body for this kind of price. Additionally, people are going to have problems attacking into you when you have this creature on the table, because their awesome creature is going to become a 1/3. And we're of course happy having 1/3 because we only paid 1 mana for it. But imagine your opponent who paid 5 mana for that awesome rare bomb that's going to be kicking your butt. Now all of a sudden they think I can only attack with it once, and then it's going to become a 1/3. Okay, sure, then they have that thing, and then they could do the same to you. So it's going to be it's going to lead to maybe a stalled board state. And that's why when you've got this card, you're going to be looking for flyers as well. So you can make sure that you're going to be able to attack over their Permeating Masses should it come to that. I think it's awesome. I would say if you're in green, put it in anyway, just because of the body value, tier 2.
Yeah. I mean, it would be really nice to see just a whole board state full of Permeating Masses.
Yeah, great, great.
So next one, Amicus Evangel. 2 and a green, it's a human horror, a 3/2, and its ability is tap, sacrifice Amicus Evangel and any number of other non-Eldrazi creatures, and put a 3/2 colors Eldrazi horror creature on the battlefield for each creature sacrificed this way. So you can attack and then sacrifice this one with all the other attackers.
With this one, not attack with this one.
You can attack with the rest, and then tap that one with all the rest of the things that you attacked afterwards, and then you have all the blockers.
Yeah. So essentially, you've got this guy and maybe 2 other creatures. Then you can say, okay, those 2/2s, I'm going to attack with those, and then they block or they don't block, and then if they would die, then you can just say, all right, fine, then I'll tap Emrakul's Evangel, we'll sacrifice all 3, then I'm going to have 3 of these 3/2s, which, as Stefan said, we're going to use to block. If they don't block, you still get through with the damage, and then afterwards you can still transform them anyway. So it's really, really cool. Plus it turns all your smaller creatures, especially in a strategy like with white, when you got a lot of smaller stuff, you can upgrade them. So really awesome. Then we have Eldritch Evolution. Oh wait, tier 1. We didn't say. Tier 1.
It's
on
tier
screen,
1
but it is, yeah, if you got this card, let me see what else I can use to make this work because it's so strong. Then we have Eldritch Evolution for 3 mana. It's a sorcery. An additional cost to cast this card is we need to sacrifice a creature. Okay, so we're paying this card, we're paying the mana, and we have to sacrifice a creature. What do we get for it? We get to search our library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less, where X is 2 plus the sacrifice creature's converted mana cost. Then we put that card onto the battlefield, and then we exile this Eldritch Evolution. All right. So essentially what it says is I've got a creature that's 2 mana, I'm going to kill that thing for 3 mana, and then now I can go look for something that's 4 mana and pop it onto the table. Or 3 or 2 or less, but you probably want to go higher, as high as possible. Really cool with some of the really big Eldrazi, so you can it's kind of ramping your way with 2 mana up. But not only that, because it also allows you to search for that bomb, for that great flyer, for that card that's going to be, for that creature that's going to be winning you the game. And especially in Limited, where not all of our cards are perfect, and we have a few tier 1, tier 2 cards, but the rest are filler. It's going to be really strong to be able to search for that card that's going to win you the game. That's why I say tier 2, auto included in green.
Yeah, it's really nice to just search for anything you want.
Yeah.
So the next one, Spirit of the Hunt. 1 and 2 green. It's a 3/3 wolf spirit with flash. And when Spirit of the Hunt enters the battlefield, each other creature you control that's a wolf or a werewolf gets +0, +3 until end of turn. So it's a 3 mana 3/3, which is already pretty good. It has flash, so that's nice. and then it buffs all your wolves or werewolves when it enters the battlefield. So it helps you with surviving combat.
Yeah, but let's say it doesn't have that second clause. Let's say we have no other, we might have a few wolves where, let's say we don't have that. Then still, it's essentially once again a green removal spell because you keep that 3 mana open, they attack with something, with a 2/2 again, for example, boom, we pop this sucker down, it's gonna kill that thing, now we've got we're up 1 creature, they're down a creature, and we only paid 3 mana to have a creature that can essentially then in our turn again attack almost with haste because they weren't expecting it, because of course it doesn't have summoning sickness anymore at the beginning of our turn. Really strong. Tier 2, absolutely. Next card is Splendid Reclamation for 4 mana. As a sorcery, we get to return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. This is really cool and constructed, but in limited, in your pre-release, you're not going to be able to make this work. It's going to be super unhandy, it's going to be awkward, it's going to be a waste of space, it's going to be a waste of cardboard, it's going to be a waste of ink. But keep it in case you want to play with it constructed later on. But just put it aside for your limited games.
Yeah. So next one, Overworld Observer, 4 and 2 green. It's a 6/6 3-folk, and whenever a creature you control with toughness 4 or greater dies, you draw a card. So it's already pretty nice. It's a 6/6, and when something big dies, you draw a card. So put it in tier 2.
Yeah, definitely if you're in green, just pop it in because it's top of the curve. It is your bomb. It will be killing stuff when it's attacking, and it can win you the game. Sure, there are creatures that are power 4 or greater in this set, plenty. You know, we've seen in every color, we've seen stuff that's that big. So yeah, you're gonna be able to get some value out of it too. But even if you don't, 6/6 for 6 is gravy. Tier 2, absolutely. So those are the rare cards. Let's have a look at the mythics. Alright, green only has 1 mythic, and that is Ishkana Graph Widow for 5 mana. We get a 5/3 spider. It's a legendary creature with reach, because that's what spiders do. If you've got Delirium, then when this creature enters the battlefield, then you get to put 3 1/2 green spider creature tokens with reach onto the battlefield. So that's another 3 bodies, which is really cool, but you need to have the Delirium. So it's not a guaranteed. Late game, maybe, but you can't really guarantee that Delirium every single time. So essentially in limited, we're saying 5 mana, we're getting a 5/3 reacher, which is for a body pretty good. That's going to be blocking all those 4/3 flyers, for example, and killing them. This is going to be super awesome. Additionally, for 7 mana, which one has to be black, target opponent loses 1 life for each spider you control. Okay, so we can't really expect to have loads of spiders. We might have this one, we might have one of those other spiders. If we're super lucky, then we got those tokens from it entering the battlefield, but let's assume we didn't. Then you're paying 7 mana to deal 1 point of damage. Okay, we're not doing that. So does this card have potential in some kind of constructed format? Once again, yes, this is going to be super awesome in Commander perhaps, but just in limited, it's an okay filler, just on your curve, you know, 5 mana, 5/3 reachy.
Yeah, it's the 3/5.
Oh, sorry, 3/5.
Yeah,
3/5 reachy.
3/5 body is pretty nice.
Yeah,
and the ability is only really nice if you have got those spiders from the Delirium.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 7 mana lose 1 life is a bit underwhelming.
Exactly. Not in limited. You just can't guarantee it. You're
Exactly.
gonna be able to get it done.
So it's still a good filler.
But still pretty decent filler. You can just include it, and you don't have to feel bad about it. Those are the mythics. Let's have a look at the conclusion.
Okay, conclusion for green. I actually really like green. It has the fighting mechanic. It has some things that come in the battlefield, fight, and some really big creatures. So I really like it.
Yeah, if I compare this to Shadows over Innistrad, which is of course a set you're also going to be opening up with this set, I find that the creatures are smaller than in Shadows over Innistrad. I found that green had really massive creatures, but in this set, the creatures have a lot more spicy, interesting mechanics. It's got a lot of removal. All of a sudden, green has got great removal or ways to remove creatures. The abilities are impressive. The transformations are extremely impressive. I think green is a very strong color. I think it's a contender to be one of your main colors during your pre-release, for example. And yeah, I really like what's happening with it. So I would right now, if I just look at all the colors we've looked at, I would say green and red, for example, would be an awesome color combination for aggro with plenty of good combat tricks, plenty of good removal.
Yeah.
And plenty of good creatures that give you awesome value. Alright, well now we're going to ask you guys to subscribe, like this video, comment, helps us out a great deal. We really appreciate it. Just let us know what you think. Also join us on Facebook and Twitter. Messages there, send us tweets. Tell us we're doing a good job. Tell us we're doing a bad job. Let us know which cards we reviewed that we got wrong, or tell us which ones we were right on the money. We want to know what you guys think. We want to know how you guys are going to play, what cards you're looking forward to. So please just let us know, tweet at us, and leave us a comment on this video, for example. Also, after the jump, you're going to see more videos. Those are the ones we've already done for the set review. In case you're some kind of heathen that doesn't watch the videos in order, you should. This would be the second to last video you watch. If you don't, you can just check those out after the jump, which videos we've also already done for the other colors. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm David.
I'm Stefan.
This is Budget MTG Decks.